Presentation, I will be talking about the looks, trends and products during the 1950s and the 60s as well. During this era, the trends, products and looks change really rapidly. So basically, as soon as one look's become famous, there's already another one that's invented. In the 1950s, or beginning of the 1950s should I say, due to the wartime restrictions, there weren't many products available for makeup and that. So during the 50s, the cosmetic brands and products industry really bloomed, which meant more products, more colours and trends become more available to everyone. The industry was led by brands such as Elizabeth Arden and Max Factor, but Max Factor was the main one at the time. The famous look in the 1950s consisted of a red bold lip, natural but elegant eyes and a very natural skin tone. The eyebrows were arched using a pencil that would fill in and define them. The rockabilly subculture adopted this look, and they would wear clothes such as petticoats with T-length swing dresses, slim sleeve dresses and tailored suits. Personally, these fashion looks went really well with the makeup look at the time. The 1950s saw the emergence of the teenager, which meant now a teenager has a disposable income due to having a job or their weekly allowance. Cosmetic brands saw this and decided to develop products and trends and aimed it at the younger generation. Towards the end of the decade, the look became more popular with heavy eyes, which evolved into the 1960s. The subculture, the mods, adopted this look, which became heavily influenced by the iconic model Twiggy, in which she says it was a very specific look and heavy around the eyes. In the 1960s, a lot of people took a lot of inspiration from the ancient Egyptian times with the bold eyeliner and dramatic eyes, whereas the rest of the face was quite muted and natural. The blusher on the face consisted of really pastel colours such as coral pink and peach tones. Eyebrows were groomed, shaped and defined, more natural as well. As I said, eyeliner's more bold, but eyeliner became in different formats such as pencil, liquid or cake format. And if eyeliner wasn't available, mascara would do the job, such as the spit block they used a lot in the 60s. As false eyelashes became more popular in the 60s, they were more essential in every makeup kit. In the 1960s, the feminism movement came around again, just like it did after the First World War with the suffragettes. The movement focused on equality for all and to end discrimination. Some feminists saw makeup as objectifying women as sex objects, whereas other feminists wore makeup and embraced it and wore it as a badge of honour. Mary Quan, a leading makeup artist at the time, was a very strong feminist, and she released her own cosmetic range in 1966. In her 1966 autobiography, Mary Quan emphasises that women's fashion should be a tool to complete outside the home in life. Towards the end of the 1960s, the hippie culture emerged, and which was all about love and peace within the world. Within this culture, makeup looks were more natural, but body and face paint were used a lot as well to symbolise the flower power movement, which used a range of colours. Living and working in London in 1967, my grandma, as a young teenager, was heavily influenced by the things and people that she saw around her, and therefore adopted this look. The makeup within the 1950s and 1960s were completely opposite and very contrasting to each other. They all had their own unique way of coming about, and not one look was the same. Good examples of this are Audrey Hepburn and Marilyn Monroe with the bold lip and the natural eyes, whereas Twiggy with the dramatic bold eyes with more of a muted natural face, which means all these looks were completely different, and the era changed completely a lot with everything, political, economical, makeup, everything changed within 20 years.